Hello, everybody. We're here with none other than Ivan, who's the founder of WoW Summit. Hi, Ivan. It's great to be with you.
Hi.
Absolutely. So, Ivan, let me get straight to it. What made you start WoW Summit?
So it was interesting story. So it was 2022. So
Okay.
I'm based in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So my partners, so they organized WoW Summit in Dubai in 2021 and 2022.
Yeah.
And then they reached out to me and say like, okay, we want to make something in Asia, and so you're the only guy, so like who has all the connections in Hong Kong. So I'm living there like for 9 years.
Yeah.
And then so they say like, why don't we do the WoW in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
And then that time we started, so I joined as a co-founder, and later on I took over the entire event as a global CEO. So, and we organized the first event in Hong Kong 2023, and it was the biggest edition for that time.
Yeah.
So we got 5,000 attendees, and I do believe it's like brought like the event to the new level, because we got both Web2 and Web3 companies. We got government of Hong Kong sponsoring, supporting the event. So we got companies like Tencent, Microsoft, AWS, even Uber as partners and sponsors, as well as like crypto, top-level crypto companies like OKX, like Animoca brands like Circle, and like other top players.
Yeah. So see, Ivan, the reason I wanted to ask about WoW Summit before I asked you to introduce yourself is so that a lot of audience can get information about you. Now, you're kind of a legend within the Metaverse and Web3 space. Anyone within the Metaverse and Web3 space knows you. You don't really need an introduction. However, we do have a few audience that are not from the industry, who are from the startup world, right?
Yeah.
So can you just introduce yourself for them, if you don't mind?
Sure. I'm Ivan. So originally I'm from Russia. So 10 years in China. So first I came to Shenzhen back in 2015. So I'm serial entrepreneur. So since 2010. Before that, I used to work for corporates on like business development roles, and 2010 I joined Web2 space. So I was the founder of digital marketing agency. I was the founder of education marketplace for tutors. I was the founder of real estate marketplace for European real estate. So I actually like raised money from investors for those projects as well.
Yeah.
So then I got one exit, one successful exit. Back in 2015, I moved to Shenzhen for some innovation project for fast charging battery cells. So we built a factory and R&D there. And 2016, I moved to Hong Kong, so to open the Hong Kong office. And 2017, actually, I joined the crypto and Web3 space, because it was impossible like not to join. That time in Hong Kong especially, there was like crazy boom of all these ICOs and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you, why did you choose Bangkok for WoW Summit at this second WoW Summit for the year?
Yes, so that was interesting. So when I was considering the next place for WoW Summit in 2024, so quite many people, they mentioned to me that think about Bangkok, and I never thought actually about Bangkok for WoW Summit. And they say like, okay, the DEF CON is happening, and I said like, okay, maybe. And actually, so we finalized all the like concept and format and the venue only in August.
Yeah.
So we built it in 3 months, which is like super short time for this kind of event.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say like I want to do this again, but it's interesting experience, and I would say also quite many factors came together for this. So first of all, we got strong Chinese partners who actually wanted to expand their brand outside of mainland China.
Yeah.
So and also bring Chinese projects and Chinese audience to the event outside of China.
Yeah.
And they also have some kind of like Thailand office as well. So then we got very strong local co-host DTC group. So they're super nice. They're super connected here in Thailand. So I handled like all the local things for WoW Summit. So which is great. And the last one, so we actually partnered with Thailand Blockchain Week, which was happening right before us here.
Yeah.
So at the same venue, so they helped us to secure the venue right after them.
Got
so we also shared a part of the setup of the exhibition with them, so which also like makes beneficial for both parties.
Yeah.
So yeah, that all came together and. Here we are, like in Bangkok, and I would say it was right decision because the attendance of this WoW Summit and also the exhibition is the biggest in the history of WoW Summit. So we have 88 booths,
Right.
which is also the lucky number in Chinese.
Right.
So very interesting. So we have top level speakers, we have very nice partners, very interesting entertainment as well. So yesterday we got the digital show at the KOL and VIP party. So I'm super excited about that.
Sure. My next question has to do with WoW Summit and your partners ABC.
Yeah.
So ABC is, for the viewers that don't know, is a company based out of India. I'm sure you understand where I'm going next. Can we expect a WoW Summit in India anytime soon?
Actually, we are thinking about that. Basically, when we thought about the second location for 2024, one of the options was India. And,
Okay.
we also negotiated with a couple of Indian partners regarding the location, regarding co-hosting, regarding the timing, and like all these kind of things. So I would say India is one of the places we are super interested.
Right.
And I would say like also Indian community is very active. So potentially yes. So India, we are thinking about strong cohort there as well. So also the government support, which we normally have in our locations.
Yeah.
So yeah, and why not?
Sure, absolutely. Let me ask you, when we talk about WoW Summit, right? A lot of people see WoW Summit and they think, okay, it's a conference, it's a big, there's expo. But what is that one feature or one thing that you're working on in WoW Summit that everyone ignores, but you've put your heart and your mind and your soul into it, and you think it's not appreciated enough by people that attend WoW Summit or the people that are thinking of coming to WoW Summit? What is that one thing within WoW Summit that you hope people respected more or paid attention to that more?
Well, I think the main thing we are trying to do is to bring together and to showcase the platform for different kind of ecosystem players. So means for the government, for the community, for big corporates, and for startups as well. So we are trying to make the dialogue between all of them and the best networking in the space. I would say like many like people when they giving the feedback regarding WoW Summit. So one of the features they mentioned is the good quality of network.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw that there was an MOU signing event at WoW Summit. How did you perceive that? What is your vision with it? How do you look at that?
Well, this like MOU signing was by our platinum sponsor, BB Games. So and also like Jim Rogers, which is one of the famous investors in the world. And I would say like this kind of things, this kind of like MOU signings on the stage, very well like illustrating the quality of the event and the level of the event. So when some real deals are happening, like at the event itself, not just like behind.
Yeah. As you look at the next 5 years, I'm not going to go more than that, but the next 5 years, how do you see the Metaverse and the Web3 industry evolving in the next 5 years?
Well, I would say so the Metaverse and the Metaverse games and Metaverse like will be more kind of like high quality. So rather than now, and I would say I think we will see quite many tools and devices to enter this metaverse, because for now it's still kind of like, if we're talking about VR, if we're talking about all the things, so it's still kind of like not very convenient for people. So once we get like all these tools for entering the metaverse, and also if we're talking about like the Web3 part of the metaverse, about the blockchain. So people still need to be quite tech savvy to do that. Once we get the solutions and the applications where people actually won't think about like, how do I connect my wallet? Where do I like create my wallet? How do I protect my wallet? So when people, they even won't like know about like they're using some kind of blockchain technology. So then this will be like the real adoption, and this will be the next level of metaverse as well.
Yeah. As you said about the device, right? The issues with the device. Do you think that big tech, especially let's say Apple or Meta, should come to these events more? Because of course Apple has its Vision Pro, Meta has its Quest. So do you think there is a gap between the Metaverse and Web3 and blockchain conferences and the big tech that is actually building the hardware, like Nvidia or Meta or Apple? And why do you think they don't come to a lot of these conferences?
Yes, for sure. So once these kind of companies will start to come to these conferences more, so then I think that will be one of the like next level of the
Tim Cook, what are you doing?
Of the adoption.
Tim Cook, he needs to come here, right?
Yes.
What's Tim Cook doing?
Yeah, and
come on, Tim Cook.
Like all these guys.
Yeah,
they should come. So Nvidia guy is an example as well.
Yeah.
So it was interesting actually. So I attended here last month the BitCup Summit, organized by BitCup Exchange.
Yeah.
And at the same venue, like at the same convention center, Queen Sirikit Convention Center, on the ground floor there was like the gaming expo.
Yeah.
The biggest in Thailand. And I was super impressed about the companies which were exhibiting there actually at this gaming expo, and about the crowd. So they all like dressed like the cartoon like
anime characters.
Anime characters. And so at that place, so all these companies like the Nvidia and like Google and like all the others were exhibiting.
Yeah.
So I would say we are always trying to bring these kind of companies at our event.
Yeah.
And sometimes we even kind of like, we can do that. In example, in Hong Kong for 2023, we got Microsoft, we got AWS, we got Tencent. So pretty much Web2 companies partnering and attending the event and showcasing their product there. So we will try to make it more and more like in the future.
Yeah. So as we're thinking about that, what in your opinion is actually stopping? What are the challenges that are stopping us from achieving that? And what can creators that are coming to such conferences or who are from the Metaverse and Web3 space, what can they do to push the industry where the big tech folks want to collaborate with us?
Well, I would say, I think one of the reasons that these kind of players, they are kind of like not coming to the conferences, the crypto conferences, is maybe they're like too cautious about their reputation, I would say. So also like maybe they don't want to be together with some crypto projects or like meme coin projects or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think this is one of the reasons.
Do you think the election of President Donald Trump is going to change that? Since President Trump has talked about creating a Bitcoin reserve.
I would say yes. And what's happening for the last couple of years, we see that more and more institutional and big players are coming in the space. So especially like with approving the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, so many institutional players are coming in the space. So election of Donald Trump for sure, it's one of the reasons we see right now all-time high for the Bitcoin.
Do you think it's gonna hit 100,000 before we end today's conference? Because it's around 89,000 this morning.
88,000. I don't think so.
Okay. Well, no financial advice.
No
we're just having an opinion.
Just guessing, but I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe beginning of 2025.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
As you're meeting with a lot of startups, what is one kind of startup you're not meeting at WoW Summit? Which is one kind of companies that you would like to see, let's say at the next conference in Hong Kong?
I would say I would like to see more AI companies.
Okay.
Because AI is one of the hottest topics right now as well.
Yeah.
So, and I would say like, AI companies are something missing. So we have some AI companies which are also doing some blockchain stuff. But I would like to see more AI.
Sure. Well, let me ask one more thing from you. What is, let's say, one company or a few companies that you met here at WoW Summit that you think is going to change the world of Metaverse and Web3 in the next 5 to 10 years?
Interesting question. If we're talking about like the game changers, of course, so the company that always like supporting WoW Summit and speaking at WoW Summit is Animoca Brands and the Sandbox.
Yeah.
So, and I like the founders, so they're good friends as well. So.
Another thing, I'm not sure if you know, but we are one of the ambassadors of Sandbox. So Metaverse Street Journal is the Sandbox ambassador.
Amazing, yes. So I would say these kind of companies, and especially they have funds, and they have so many companies around them. So the portfolio companies are pushing the space. So they will for sure change the space. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I know you're a busy person, so I'm going to ask my final question to you, which is: do you have any thoughts for our viewers? Any final thoughts that you want to leave everyone with?
Well, if we're talking about like the Web3 space and about the conferences itself, I would say my best advice is to network more with people, to interact more with people, to learn more from the industry leaders. So, and then I think if the audience will do that, then they will have all the kind of like success in the space and a better understanding of what's happening in the technology space.
Sure. Well, everybody, that was Ivan. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Before I end this interview, I will just leave the viewers with the saying that I always say: you be the arbiter of truth, the viewers of the Metaverse Street Journal. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Introducing Sparklet, the utility token in Upland, an immersive Layer 1 gaming platform that empowers players to build and create like never before. Spark is a utility token in Upland that enables players to build on their properties, develop neighborhoods, manufacture items, and create unique assets that set their empire apart. Sparklet is the resource required for entrepreneurs to create content, experiences, and assets via no-code user-friendly tools. Upland entrepreneurs and creators use Sparklet to build shops, factories, and showrooms for their meta ventures and to create user-generated content and mint virtual assets. Third-party developers use Sparklet to establish developer shops for map presence and to implement zero-code Web3 and NFT strategies on the Upland platform. Partners and brands even need Sparklet to create virtual assets for events, minigames, and competitions, powering their metaverse strategies for fan engagement and monetization. Sparklet is powering the future of Upland, driving creativity and innovation in the virtual property strategy game you love. So don't miss out on the opportunity to take your Upland experience to the next level. Get Sparklet and start building today. Everyone is talking about the immersive gaming platform called Upland, where you can create your ultimate digital universe by buying virtual versions of real-world properties and unlocking endless possibilities. In Upland, it's easy to become a digital landowner, build up your properties, create shops, manufacture cars, and even earn UpX coins while you play. You can race your cars or fly your private planes across your digital empire. But it's not just about building, it's about connecting with the most active and vibrant community in the space. Our in-game chat and activity feeds allow you to network and build meaningful relationships with other players, share strategies, and celebrate your successes together. Not only that, you can unlock a world of Layer 2 applications and experiences built by players just like you, adding even more depth and excitement to your Upland journey. Don't miss out on the chance to immerse yourself in this extremely entertaining gaming platform. Upland is available now on iPhone, Android, Mac, or PC.